Hello. In this session, we will discuss about coordination chemistry, Werner theory. The coordination compounds properties are first explained by the first attempt was done by Mr. Werner. Werner is known as father of coordination chemistry. Father of coordination chemistry because he explained for the first time. And his theory is very simple. According to him, there are two types of valencies each metal possesses, which are forming the complex compounds. Whatever the metals we are saying, chromium, copper, platinum, whatever the metals we are saying, all those they are going to possess two types of valencies. Metals, two types of valencies they are going to show, and one valency is called primary valency, and the second one is called secondary valency. Primary valency is nothing but the oxidation state, and secondary valency is the coordination number. For each metal, the primary valency may slightly change. For example, cobalt plus 2, cobalt plus 3, iron plus 2, iron plus 3. But in general, the secondary valency is going to be fixed. For cobalt, it is generally 6. Okay, there is always 2 to 3 types of valencies are possible. For example, iron shows 5 and 6, and chromium shows 6 generally, as well as platinum shows 4 and 6. So, for each metal, particularly when we are discussing here, we say coordination number is going to be fixed. Okay, now, so coordination number is must be known to you. Primary valency is the oxidation state. Secondary valency is the coordination number. Primary valency is satisfied by only negative ions, but secondary valency is satisfied by ligands. Ligands means which are going to donate a pair of electrons. Electron pair donors we call here ligands, and ligands are going to satisfy the secondary valency. Primary valency is satisfied by negative ions, secondary valency is satisfied by ligands. Primary valency is ionizable. That means you can break it into ions. When you are dissolving in water type of solvents, you can expect these into ions, and this is going to be a non-ionizable valency. It is ionizable valency. This is non-ionizable valency. Primary valency is indicated by dotted lines, whereas secondary valency is indicated by thick lines. When he is giving you the representation of some compounds, then thick lines are indicating secondary valency satisfying groups, and dotted lines are indicating primary valency satisfying groups. One more line is okay. This is non-directional, and this is directional. And according to him, directional means the compound structure is based on the secondary valency. Of course, it is a drawback. There is no explanation why only secondary valency explains. There is another drawback. It is applicable for only few metals, not all the metals according to him. It can't explain the magnetic properties. It can't explain the optical properties. But basic idea is right. Primary valency, secondary valency, it is oxidation state, it is coordination number, it is satisfied by negative ions, it can be satisfied by negative, positive, neutral, that should be ligand. It is ionizable, it is non-ionizable, shown by dotted lines, shown by thick lines, it is non-directional, it is directional. And finally, the most interesting line is some ions, they satisfy primary as well as secondary. Okay, now. So primary as well as secondary, if both are satisfied, that will become non-ionizable. Primary valency satisfying groups, if they are satisfying the secondary valency also, in such kind of cases we can say that will become a non-ionizable category. Okay, this is theory part. When you see some examples, then it will be easy for understanding. Just see. We'll discuss Werner's series. See, COCl3, 6 ammonia. COCl3, 5 ammonia. These are the 4 compounds about which we are going to discuss. COCl3 6 ammonia, 5 ammonia, 4 ammonia and 3 ammonia. In these cases, actually what happens here? First of all, you need to know what is the oxidation state. We know how to find the oxidation state. Ammonia is a neutral one, each chloride -1, so cobalt oxidation state will be +3. In all the cases, it is going to be same, +3 in all the cases. So this you can call primary valency. Primary valency of cobalt in these complexes is 3. Then secondary valency is coordination number. Coordination number of cobalt here it is 6. In all the cases it is going to be 6. Coordination number 6. Now coordination number 6 means there should be 6 ligands. First you see about ammonia. 6 ammonias are there. So 6 ammonias are going to satisfy cobalt +3 oxidation state I am mentioning here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All 6 are satisfied by ammonias. Now, three chlorides are there. Showing with dotted lines. The ones which are shown by dotted lines are satisfying primary valency and these are satisfying the secondary valency. Right? Now what happens in this case? Second case you see cobalt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with +3 oxidation state. Now we have only 5 ammonias. So I am writing A here. A means you consider ammonia. Now this place is by chloride. Chloride is actually supposed to satisfy the primary valency. Now as 5 ammonias are only there, so chloride is doing dual role here. It is satisfying primary valency as well as secondary valency. You see this one? This is chloride, this is chloride. These two chlorides are satisfying only primary valency, but this is satisfying primary valency as well as secondary valency. Look at one more example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cobalt +3 oxidation state. Now 4 ammonias are only there. So 1 ammonia, 2nd ammonia, 3rd ammonia and 4th ammonia. We need 2 more. So that job is done by chlorides. Now these chlorides are satisfying primary valency as well as secondary valency. So we are showing both lines. And one chloride is satisfying only primary valency. Cobalt +3, last case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are only 3 ammonias, 1 ammonia, 2nd ammonia, 3rd ammonia. And 3 chlorides are there, Cl-, Cl-, Cl-. But actually chloride is supposed to satisfy the primary valency. So we are showing with both lines. So dotted lines indicating primary valency satisfying group. Thick lines are indicating secondary valency satisfying group. Both lines are indicating both valency satisfying group. So what we explain here is number of ions formed. On dissociation, number of ions formed. See, before writing the ions forms, we will write first its modern structure. That will be much easy to write. What we write the modern structure is the secondary valency satisfying groups are taken inside the square bracket and outside the square bracket the groups which are satisfying the primary valency. CO. Now chlorine is satisfying both valencies, so I am taking one chlorine inside. CO. 2 chlorines inside. CO. 3 chlorines inside. All the square bracket is one part. This part is one part and these are the counter ions. So number of ions formed in this case on dissociation will be 4. 1 part, 2 chlorides. 3 ions, 1 plus 1, 2 ions. It is 0 ions. Don't expect 1. That is a neutral one. So no ions are formed there. And one interesting line you can see. When you are adding AgNO3, the chlorides which are present outside, which are satisfying only primary valency, will be forming AgCl. So AgNO3, when you are adding 3 chlorides are there, so you are going to get here 3 mole of white precipitate AgCl. Here 2 chlorines are outside, so you will be getting 2 mole of AgCl. 1 chlorine is there, so 1 mole of AgCl. Here no chlorines are there, no formation of AgCl takes place. You can say the conductivity here will be more because more ions are there than this. Okay, so conductivity also you can explain on the basis of this. More the number of ions, more will be the conductivity. Zero conductivity because no ions are there. So this is about Werner series. These 4 compounds are generally called Werner series. Cobalt chloride with 6 ammonia, 5 ammonia, 4 ammonia and 3 ammonia. Have a look at this. I will go with a fast explanation of one more example. You just have a look at this for 30 seconds. Where the important lines are, just have a look. Number of ions, how many moles of AgCl is formed like that. So we'll go with another example. See this example. PtCl4, 6 ammonia. PtCl4, 5 ammonia. PtCl4, 4 ammonia. Similarly, we'll have a discussion about this in the same way. Platinum oxidation state here is +4 in all the compounds. So this you can say primary valency. Primary valency of the platinum is going to be +4. Okay. Secondary valency in all the cases is going to be 6. Secondary valency is 6 here. So 6 ligands must be there inside the square bracket. So just have a look at this. Here 6 ammonias are there. So these 6 ammonias are going to satisfy the secondary valency. So the compound will be written like this. NH3 taken 6, all that is in the square bracket. These chlorides are outside. 5 ammonias are there. 5 ammonias are not sufficient for us. We need 6. So 5 ammonias plus 1 chlorine satisfying both valencies now chlorine. So PtCl 5 ammonias. So outside 3 chlorides will be there. In this case, correct, 4 ammonias are there. So 2 chlorines are satisfying both. NH3 taken 4. PtCl4. 3 ammonias are there. So 3 chlorines will be coming here. PT, only 2 ammonias are there, so all the chlorines are coming inside and becoming neutral. This compound is becoming neutral. Yes. So, how many ions are going to form here? Number of ions formed. The square bracket is 1 part and 4 chlorides are there. So 1 plus 4. 1 plus 3, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 1, 0. No ions are formed because this is a neutral one. Then number of moles of AgCl precipitated. The white precipitate which is formed because of addition of silver nitrate is 4 chlorines are outside. So it is 4 moles of AgCl. Here 3 are there. 3 mole, 2 mole, 1 mole. Here nil. Not possible. So number of moles of AgCl formed you can explain on the basis of this structure. If you want to show all the 4 chlorides are satisfying only primary valence here. Here 1 chloride is satisfying both primary secondary, 2 are satisfying both primary secondary, 3 satisfying both primary secondary, and here all are satisfying primary secondary. Okay, so generally the questions will be which is a good conductor, which is having more conductivity, which is a non-conductor, how many moles of silver chloride precipitate is formed. Here I am taking chloride, so they will be asking silver chloride. If you are having some sulfate ions, they will be asking how many moles of barium sulfate is formed. Otherwise, bromine is there, AgBr is formed. So similar type of questions you can expect based on this theory. Done. So meet you some other time with other topic. Good day.